Okay, so I've said in some previous videos that I was going to get myself an ultrasonic cleaner. So it has arrived today. So I actually have a carburetor that I need cleaned. And so I'm going to see how well this works. Ignore the mess in here. We haven't used it all winter or summer, this camper. So I bought some solution. It was $34. It's going to make 8 gallons. Now I know somebody's going to say, you know, you can make your own. I know I can make my own, and there's so many options out there, and they all say they work great. But I thought I'd start with this, and then I could test other things as I go along, see how they do. But this will give me a baseline on, you know, the performance I would like to see. I would imagine. That's my guess. So got the box here. This is supposed to be a really good brand. I think it cost $80, $85 on Amazon for a 6-quart. It's probably too big for what I need, but everybody said get at least 4 quarts for carburetors. More carburetors. Everybody online. So I went and got 6 because that's the only size they had. 3 or 6. Now this thing's only supposed to use 300 watts, so if it's somewhat sunny out, I should be able to use this without running the generator. So it comes with a basket. Then I just put smaller parts in. Doesn't close up real well. There we go. And comes with a bigger basket. Now they say you can use this with jewelry or gun parts, but I'm just going to use it for carburetors. Okay, so there's all the controls. There's the plug here. We'll put the plug on. There's a drain tube. There's an on-off switch here too. I'm going to turn and see if we've got a light in here. I think we have a light somehow or another. There we go. Light. I don't know if that's dented. I think that's dented. So we'll plug it on in. Now I've pre-mixed this already. I already poured it in hot water. So it's 2 cups, makes 8 gallons. So half a quart of this, and then 3.5 quarts of water. It doesn't say to use distilled water. So I'm going to dump that in. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it on. And let's see. I think we're supposed to go to about 80 degrees Celsius. This is Celsius. Now, they say you're supposed to let it warm up, but I got really hot water in it already. So I'm going to go ahead and put the basket in. Okay, so here's the carburetor. Hopefully you can see that it's pretty dirty on the outside. Of course, we want to worry about the inside also. And we'll go ahead and put that in there. That sunk to the bottom. See if this, I'm going to put this in there. This is the cartridge tube. I'm going to see if it sinks or what it does. Yep, it sunk. That's good. Here's another piece. Put that in there. Go ahead and put the bottom on in. So all that sunk. That's great. And then we'll put the, makes a terrible noise. That's why I got it out here. We'll put it on 30 minutes. I've been told that this interrupts the sound. So you can see that it's already starting to break apart the dirt. Okay, as you can see, it's fairly cloudy today. We get peaks of sunshine every now and then clouds cover up. So we'll go check the inverters, see how we're doing, or the charge controller. See how we're doing with the charge, whether I need to run the generator or not. Just on a side note, that dog likes hiding underneath the tarp with my lawnmower. She pulled the tarp off. You know that stray dog I've been telling you about? When she gets a little frightened, she goes up underneath there. Okay. So we got 13 amps. And 12.5 volts. 12.7 over here, 12.6. Yeah, they're about the same. And 12 amps, so I guess we're okay. We're doing about 25 volts. I mean, excuse me, 25 amps. So we'll keep an eye on it. If I hear the inverter squealing, I'll come down and start the generator. And we'll just come back in 30 minutes, see how they do. Okay, so it is finished. So I'm going to shut it off, unplug it, see how it did. It's hot. So it left a little bit of gunk right there, but for the most part, I think it did really well. See if we can see. Yeah, all the holes are clear on that. Okay, so there's the last piece. That fell through the strainer. So, well, not really sure how it did it. Well, I guess there is a way. So next time I'll know that I need to use this. So that's good to know. And then I'll be alert at the water. So it clouded up a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some coffee filters, and then I'll zip tie it to the end of this hose and drain it. That'll let me reuse the liquid for a while. It'll get the larger particles out of there, and then I can reuse it. You can Google this. It says you can reuse it until you start seeing that it's not cleaning as well as it used to. So even though this was $30, if I can get, you know, 5 out of it, 5 times 8, that's 40 uses. So, you know, it's only a few cents, what, 50 cents or so per wash. So that's, or yeah, 50 cents per carburetor. So that's pretty good, because I want this to be profitable on my lawnmower repair hobby business. Right now, I have 2 things going on. I can take the carburetor off and clean it. That's all profit. Or I can put it back on and it works. Or I can take it off, clean it, put it back on, it doesn't work. Take it back off, put a new one on it. So I've just spent twice as much time taking the carburetor off, plus the cleaning that didn't work, which is, you know, it's a 50-50 shot sometimes. And then go buy a new carburetor for 25 bucks. So then I charge the same price as I did for cleaning it, or a little bit less, but yeah, it's actually a little bit less. And then, so I'm not hardly making any money. So if I can use this and get a bigger return rate on cleaning the carburetors instead of buying them, you know, that's a huge, huge benefit. So I realize this is pretty expensive, but if it works, you figure in 2 cleanings, basically, it's paid for itself. So at the end of this video, I'll put this on. We'll see if it worked. Okay, so I've let it warm up for about 5 minutes, so I'm going to try to start it again and see if that automatic choke is working. Okay, so what you saw there was I put some starting fluid in it, and it ran until the starting fluid ran out, and then it wasn't pulling any gas into it. So when I poured out the gasoline was really stale, yellowish color. So that had sat in the carburetor and clogged it up. So got that all cleaned up with that ultrasonic cleaner. I really like that. I really hope this is going to start saving us some money, so we can make more money, I guess is the key. You know, I charge about the same price to clean or to replace. But if I replace, I got to spend money on a new carburetor, and those plastic carburetors about 25 bucks. So I'm only making half the amount of money and spending twice the amount of time doing it, because like I said, it's only about a 50% chance that it's going to work cleaning it. Now the plastic carburetors aren't so bad. Those clean up pretty easy. But the metal ones, sometimes they get pitted up and corroded that you can't do anything about it, but you don't know about it until after you clean it and realize, huh, that didn't work. Plus the carburetor cleaner, that stuff's about $4 a bottle. So, and you go through a lot of it throughout a season. So I think this is going to save us money. I got to really analyze the cost of the cleaner and see if we can find something else. It smells like, my memory tells me $4.09. I don't know if you all remember $4.09 or if they even sell it, but that's what it reminds me of. Of course, a lot of people say use Simple Green, but that Simple Green per gallon is more. It costs more than that stuff, and you use about the same amount per you know, what is it, 1 in 7 parts per, or yeah, 1 to 7 ratio. So that's a good first test. I'm pretty happy with that. So we also had some other issues with this. We had the ignition coil that was bad, so I replaced that. I mean, I made a video for the other channel about all this, but you won't see that until like next April. And then we it was missing a spark plug, and the automatic choke wasn't working correctly. So also the air filter was just filthy dirty, so we'll put a new air filter on it, and then we'll wash it. But the dog is over in my washing area, so I don't really want to disturb her, so we can get it washed anytime. Okay, so I guess that's all I'm gonna do today. So if you'll click this up next box to take you to a video over on my other channel, I really appreciate it. Go check it out. Let's see, I guess it's on. Anyway, yeah, I really appreciate it. Go check it out. So I hope I can inspire you to figure out how to do things so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.